Hi, I'm Supreme. I'm going to talk about how to unlock Damascus camo in the most entertaining way possible so that you don't get bored with the grind. At the same time, we're also going to talk about how to make it as effective as possible. Also, I'm going to share my crown jewel, something that really helped me during the grind to keep track of my progress, and that really kept my interest alive in the grind, kept me motivated to keep going. So I'll be sharing that towards the end of the video. So my first tip would be, do not go and grind one particular gun so that you get gold of that particular gun. Okay. So as you know, to grind a particular gun to gold, you need to grind 6 different camos for that gun. So how I did my Damascus was, now as you guys must know, let me go here. This is Damascus, and to unlock Damascus you have to unlock all other grindables, right? Which means you have to unlock gold for all of the guns, and when they say all of the guns, it means all of the guns under assault, sniper, everything, and even melee and launchers. You have to complete all of those, and then you get Damascus for each of the guns. So how do you go about grinding gold? So it's all about grinding gold for the guns, right? So first of all, do not grind gold for a particular gun. What you do is you choose which camos to go for out of these 6 camos. So you do one camo, and then you do it for all the guns available. Now why do you want to do it like this way? Because if you just play with one gun and you try and go for gold for that particular gun, there is a chance that you will get bored because you're playing with the same gun over and over again. But if you just go for one particular camo, for example, let's say if you pick up reptile and you want to do reptile for all of the guns, what you effectively do is you are able to change your gun after every game. So you unlock a reptile for a particular gun, then you change to another gun, then you change to another gun. So that keeps your interest level high because you're playing with different guns, right? That's the whole point of the game. You enjoy it if there is change. Okay, now obviously the first question you would have is, which camo do I start with? Do I just go in order? You definitely don't want to do that. You are not going to go in order. Let's say you're not going to start with sand, dragon, splinter. No, that's the wrong way to do it, because each of these camos have a separate task that you need to do to get them, right? So I'll show it up on the screen right now. Now out of all of these challenges, if you see sand and tiger, these are not exactly challenges, because these you will keep unlocking as and when you play games, right? You don't need to grind these particular camos. So sand and tiger, just imagine that they're already done because they're going to done automatically when you play the game. Naturally, you don't have to grind for it. So out of the 4 remaining camos, I would suggest start with reptile first, because no attachments is something that you are never going to do in your normal course of your game, right? Even if you play ranked or unranked, you're always going to have attachments on your gun. So the best thing to start with would be reptile. Remove all the attachments from the gun, so you just go here, clear all your attachments, and then you can play, right? And now when you start with reptile, like I said, you do reptile for a particular gun. You can go in whichever order you want. Pick up one gun, finish reptile, move on to the next gun. Don't worry about the other camos. And then, yeah, obviously once you're done with reptile, what do you do next, right? So again, I think what is best to do after reptile would be splinter, the long distance one, because again, in MP you don't really get long distance kills that often when you're normally playing games, right? Because you try and get close to an enemy and kill them, not at long distance, right? Unless you're using a sniper. So go for that first, and when you're doing long distance, obviously choose maps which give you that kind of opportunity, right? Like crossfire, scrapyard, long maps where you can get long distance kills easily. Then you go with hipfire again, because you never usually do hipfire, right? And then you can go for headshots, which are a bit difficult to get, and you would have made some progress towards headshots while you're grinding the other camos. So yeah, but do not forget, you do not want to do gold for one gun, you want to do reptile for all the guns, you want to do splinter for all the guns, so on and so forth. Alright, and by the time you are done with these 4 camos that we talked about, which are difficult to get, you would have made a lot of progress towards sand and tiger, which you automatically accumulate, right? Yeah, that was my let's say biggest kind of secret, biggest kind of strategy that probably I use, which is different from most of the other people who grinded Damascus, because I wanted to stay interested in the game, right? I don't want to get bored with the grind. I don't want to reach a point where I did gold for a lot of guns and then I suddenly stopped grinding because I'm too tired of grinding. So this way, since I was changing guns after few games, I kept my interest alive, and then the grind was much smoother. Okay, so that's one of the things that I wanted to talk about. What next, right? So the next thing obviously is going to be, what mode do you play? You know which camo you're grinding, which gun you're grinding, but what mode, what map do you play? Mode I think is straightforward, so we can talk about that first. Hardpoint, which lasts longer, gives you more opportunity to get kills. So sure, yeah. What about map? So this might be a controversial one, but don't play shipment. I know everyone plays shipment to grind camos, but personally, what I feel is the best mode and map combination is a mode and map combination in which you get bots, right? When you're grinding camos, bots are your like best friends, right? Because once you get a bot lobby, you can make a lot of progress on your camos. You can literally do like multiple guns in one hardpoint game if you're playing bots. But you have to make some things, like you have to be careful about some things. First of all, do not try to win the game. I think that's pretty obvious. But then, what I want to say is you should try and lose the game. If you're grinding, it's better to lose the game because you get a better opportunity to get another bot lobby, right? So, like, don't try and win games. And now, obviously, we said getting a bot lobby is important, but how do you get bot lobbies, right? It's not straightforward, obviously, but you can increase the probability of getting a bot lobby by making sure that you select only one map. What I mean by that is, you go to multiplayer and you go to your hardpoint, and then among these maps choose any one single map. What that does is that reduces the probability of you getting real players, because nobody's gonna be selecting that same map as you at that same time when you are playing, right? So that just increases. So let's say, for example, because a random example, you have to choose your own map. I'm not giving out one map because if everyone's gonna follow one map, then again you're not going to get bot lobbies, right? So you choose your own map. You can try out a few maps where you find that lesser players are playing and you are getting more bots more often. You can choose such a map and then just keep playing hardpoint on that map, right? Keep on doing it till your grind is over, right? And like I said, losing is important, so don't feel bad about losing to bots. Like I said, they are your best friends. Help them out, let them. Then let's talk about loadout, right? That's the other thing that's important when you're grinding. What is the loadout that you use, right? And some things which are important I'll point out. The other things doesn't really matter. For example, when you're grinding, as you know, you can carry a gun and a melee or a launcher. So grind both together. Grind a gun and a melee together. That's more efficient. So I have a gun here and I have a melee. Then in operator skill, obviously you don't want to have an operator skill which kills enemies, because you want to get kills with your gun that you're grinding, not with anything else. So munitions box is the best for me, because when you're playing bot lobbies, there is a high chance that you run out of ammo because you won't die that often. So this really helps. Lethals and tacticals, you can use whatever you want. As much as possible, don't use them, obviously. And score streaks, again, don't use any score streaks that kill enemies. So that's why I have UAV, counter UAV, and advanced UAV. And UAV and advanced UAV are your best friends when you are playing against bots for grinding, because they tell you where your bots are. And then perks, you can use whatever you want. I use overclock for my red perk, because then my munitions box replenishes faster, and I usually need that a lot when I'm playing bots. So yeah, that covers the tactics that I wanted to discuss. But then there's one crown jewel that I have that I prepared for myself, which actually helped me keep my interest going for Damascus. It gave me a clear, transparent picture on how my progress was. The more I look at my progress, the more motivated I am to keep grinding and keep reaching my goal. But for that, you need a way to track it better. And if you just go by what you have in the game, if you have to look at individual guns and see what kind of progress you've made, it's a bit difficult. It's actually very difficult. So let me show you something that I have. Okay. So this here is a sheet that I prepared, which helps me track the progress that I've made on each of the guns. So all of the guns I've listed here, all of the pistols, melees, launchers, everything is here, and it also tells you the target that you have to achieve, how much you've achieved it. So for example, if you can see type 25, I've just filled in everything which is required for gold. I obviously achieved all of the guns, but I've cleared it out so that I could share this sheet with you guys as well. If you find it useful, you can make a copy of it, and then you will have to manually enter all of this. Like, don't change any of this, because these will automatically update the percentages and everything. All you need to fill in is the progress that you have made in each of these. For example, M16, how many enemy kills you get. Once you fill all of that, you'll see your entire progress here, how much is left. And obviously, since you'll be going with reptile first, you will be filling in all your reptiles, making sure you're 118 out of 118 if you're doing like all of the reptiles for everything, including launchers. So yeah, that's the last piece that I wanted to share. And if you have any questions on any of these, feel free to drop a comment, and I will definitely read your comments and try to reply as soon as possible. At the same time, all of these tips and tricks that we discussed, they apply to most of them, except obviously melees and launchers, which are a different ball game altogether. But then again, since I'm only focusing on Damascus grind, not gold grind specifically, I didn't talk about them. And anyway, launchers and melees will definitely need probably another separate video to give them justice, to talk about how to effectively grind gold for this. So yeah, if you I struggled for those, that's why I'm talking about this. If you guys feel that you're comfortable grinding those, then we definitely don't need that. But if you feel that you need more help on how to grind melees or launchers, just drop a comment again, and I'll make a separate video for it. And yeah, I'll put a link for this spreadsheet in the description of the video. You can get access to this sheet if you want from there. Now, for all those people who stayed till the end of the video, a bonus for you. I'm going to share the new MG42. I'll show you how it looks, and inspect, reload, kill effect, and all that kind of things. It's a really cool mythic gun. It's very different from
training mode.
The other mythic guns that we have now, so it's definitely worth a look. So let's look at inspect.
Don't worry, soldier. I'm with you every step of the way. We stand together. We fight for the generations to come.
That was amazing. and the security doors. Pretty cool. This is the machete that you use. And this is obviously the new character. Let's change the gun. I like this character. Really goes well with the theme of the guy. Alright, thank you everyone. Like I said, drop a like if this video helps you out, and if you have any questions, put it in the comments and I'll try to